Hello and welcome to CAD for You Day 1. I am Teo Gams, your host. So basically, I just want to explain really quickly what this is for since it's my first video. It's going to be my introductory video, basically. I'm Teo Gammons. I go to an IB school, and basically what the IB school allows me to do is get another diploma, which is called the IB diploma. But to do so, I have to do a project called a personal project that allows me to do this. The MYP personal project is a student-centered, age-appropriate, practical exploration that allows students to consolidate their learning throughout the program. Basically, what I want to do is make one video a week, either informational like this one, or instructionals on how-tos, like how to use CAD and 3D printers information. So that's what I want to do with this type of project. And on top of that, I also will have a Q&A day for anybody that has questions. So today we're going to start with just the basic history of CAD, which is pretty cool. So Pierre Beezer, he got a degree in mechanical engineering from the National School of Arts and Crafts in 1930. He was one of the first people to use and invent parametric curves, which is a normal curve, but we choose to define the curve's x and y values and another variable for simplicity. So he used this for paper graphing and paper designing, which was very cool. This is almost like when you look at a graph and you have a radical and it changes it. If you look over in this corner, how it starts from here, but it starts to curve and curves back up. Patrick J. Hanratty, he got a PhD from the University of California, and he immediately went over to General Electric and started making Pronto, an early numerical code language that was for small CAD. And he was then asked to go over to General Motors to help invent Doc. Doc is basically CAD except made for vehicles, and it was a lot lower quality, but it still worked to do its job. And then he also started working on CAD and revolutionizing it, making it more, not 3D, but a better interface where it was more usable to anybody. So basically, he created Pronto in the late 50s and early 60s, which then came out to make Sketchpad, which is just a 2D drawing platform with no tools, you just drew on it. From there, they made the with the interface on Sketchpad, you had a little more of a realistic look, I would say. You could have like this plane. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but there's a plane right here in this drawing, and it's a 2D sketch of a model, but it's more accurate looking than the computer program we used to draw it with the mouse and the pixels. MiniCAD, just pointed out because MacBook's a big thing used now. MiniCAD was the first and best-selling software for Macintosh computers back in the 80s. And look at the size of the Macintosh computers before a MacBook and nowadays. It's incredible. Continuing on, they had Autodesk, which was in 1982, which was the first software ever made for PCs, which was made with Dr. Patrick Hanratty. His code and his development was used in that. And then we get to a step up to where stuff becomes more 3D and versatile. So we have SolidWorks 95, which was more of a 3D software, except you only could turn it in a two-dimensional. So you weren't able to go all the way around the object, but you could just turn the pan a little bit. And now they have Autodesk, which can run on Firefox, Chrome, Opera, not Explorer, and Safari. It's incredible. And they also have 3D apps on your phone now that you can design. And it used to take, and it still does, for computers, it takes a lot of memory and RAM to run a CAD program. It's incredible. And now your phone and your hands can do it. And now, in the 2020s, back in 2017, there was release of Part Solutions where they have virtual reality CAD. So basically, this was one of the first loading screens for AutoCAD in 1982. This was within the first 10 editions of the release. It's very 2D. If you ever used AutoCAD in the 80s, you definitely remember this loading screen. Continuing on, computer-aided design got way better interfaces, and computers got way better graphics and cheaper. More companies started using CAD and making CAD programs like Autodesk, SketchUp, SolidWorks, CATIA, FreeCAD, and it all improves at that point on. So if you can see, this is an old computer, probably a Windows 95 computer right there, versus just a monitor of a computer. And there's computers that are called all-in-one computers that are basically this size. Just look at the size difference. It's incredible. Tinkercad is owned by Autodesk, which is incredible because it's for beginners and learners, and you can use it on like a Chromebook. It's just web-based, and it's pretty quick actually for being a CAD program. It's very limited, but if you're just learning or you're really young, It's a really good way to use it. And if you don't have a good computer, it also works because you have basic shapes that you can mold and put holes in, and it works really well. And there's also some shapes like dinosaurs and stuff like that you can mess around with. So I just want to put these out there for anybody that has any questions. They can go read any of these articles that I've used. On my website, you can find a suggestion box, free resources and tools. My email is free3d.4u@gmail.com. You can send me any questions, comments, or concerns. And also, I have an Instagram page, which I'll just putting small updates on, at 3d underscore number 4 underscore free. So just go on there and check it out. So thank you.